everyone! Well, we're here, we're back, and today we're doing another anti-MLM video, and for this video we will be talking about Arbonne! I was just perusing the Arbonne website, and they already have, which I'm pretty sure they always had, a holiday section, so they've just kept that up all year long, but they have added to the holiday selection. So they have Holiday 2024, I Want It All set, which is just a very affordable $531, but it comes with body care duo, an eyeshadow palette, a mini glam set, hand cream, foot set, hand care duo, calm bundle, and immune support bundle. So you get, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 items for $531, but if you are in the MLM, you could have it for even a cheaper $318. So Arbonne sure knows how to give people the deals, but at least they are setting them up early for the holidays, even though I don't think a lot of people are shopping for the holidays just yet, but I guess Arbonne wanted to get a real head start because they really care about all of the people who want to buy from them for the holidays. And just as always, we like to remind ourselves what the average person earns in Arbonne, and that would be $77 in a year. Now, down here, Arbonne themselves, they wrote, "These earnings do not represent independent consultant expenses." It says, incurred in the operation of their business, like the registration fee, which was $99, or the renewal fee, which was also $99, event registration fees, travel, office supplies, insurance premiums, products purchased for business purposes, etc. So the median annual earnings of 85% of people in Arbonne was $77, and to join Arbonne, it is $100. So if we do some very quick math, we can see that majority of people in Arbonne make no money. In fact, they lose money. And that brings us into today's React, which will be all about convincing people to join the business where you lose out on money. Doesn't that sound like the business opportunity that can just not be passed up? We all have to jump on this opportunity to lose money and just give it to this billion-dollar corporation. I have to do it. Like I said, the video we will be reacting to today is all about getting people interested in the business, talking to people about the business, getting more people involved in the business, because of course it is. When isn't it about trying to get people involved in the business? So this is just a team call all about how to get people interested, or more importantly, how to talk to people about the opportunity. And with all of that said and out of the way, let's get started into today's React.
Okay, I have to take a picture, a screenshot, because it's so cool. Okay, so hi everybody. My name is, I'm an independent consultant, executive district manager with Arbonne, and today I am doing the Lunch and Learn. We're on series 2 of Growing Your Team. And as I was just explaining to a team member, this is just training simplified. We all know that we're living busy lifestyles, and whether we're working full time or we have kids at home full time or just other passions and commitments in our life, that we can take 15 to 25 minutes once a week to just get our reminders so that we can get in the habit of building our Arbonne business. And so just to review, this is a Lunch and Learn training series. There's 4 pillars. Those pillars are mindset and vision. The second pillar is growing your team. The third is the product. And fourth is managing your business.
I love how growing team is before products, which does seem to be a constant thing in a lot of these MLMs. It just is such a reminder all the time that they are all the same. They all say the same thing. They sell different products relatively. A lot of the health and wellness MLMs basically sell the same product but different variations of it. But when it comes to these team calls, it doesn't matter what the product is. It doesn't matter what the name of the business is, because the whole point of the majority of these MLM companies is about recruiting people and getting more people into the business, which is why we hear so often they will say, you know, getting people involved talking about the opportunity and then the products, because the opportunity is so much more important than the products are.
So we did mindset and vision last week, and I put those in particular order because they're so important. In order for you to get into any type of activity, you really need to be grounded in your mindset and your vision. And that's something that, as myself and where I am in my business right now, that I consistently go back to. So I know certainly that I'm not the only one, and that will help all of us to always get a reminder of that. So with that said, we're going to start with growing your team. And so this is really about, we hear this over and over again. And we heard this at GTC, and we heard this on Monday Night Skills. The way that we're going to grow a sustainable business to the sites that I think most of us are looking to do, I guess I'm addressing my business builders here, is by enrolling. And so we are going to be challenged to build a successful, sustainable business in the large numbers if we are trying to do it by ourselves. So going and doing the ask and really getting people on board on your team and as part of your leadership is super, super important. And so right now there's an initiative this month of July where we are intending to reach out to 30 people about the business. And that is going to look completely different for everybody else, depending on where they're at in this Arbonne journey. And that's what's so cool about this business. And so some people will do the outreach online, and they'll do it by, reaching out to old friends. Or some people will have 30 close friends that they haven't talked to about the business yet. So it's very easy to break that into conversation.
I don't think many people who are joining this have 30 close friends that they haven't talked to yet about the business. Like, that is one of the main things that they tell you to do the moment you get in, is to talk to people about the business opportunity. Just let them know that it's there. Even if you don't think they'll join, just throw it out there for them. And again, majority of people who join the MLMs is for the community because they don't have a huge group of friends. But then you're telling people to reach out to old friends that you haven't talked to, 30 of your closest friends. I don't think many people have 30 friends. That's a lot of friends. It is very difficult once you're an adult to have a lot of friends, and then to have 30 close friends who you have no issue talking to about an MLM opportunity. A lot of people would not feel comfortable doing that. So it's just like they create these false scenarios in their head that people join this and have 30 close friends. Like, oh, just talk to 30 of your closest friends. Oh yeah, no big deal. That was so easy for so many people.
Some people are better at completely, bumping into a stranger and talking to them about why they feel good and why today is a great day. And then, sharing what they're doing with the business. And so whatever that looks like for you, just really challenge yourself this month, because we have amazing promotions to reach district manager in 1 month with 3,500 CQV. We have amazing promotions to reaching area manager with 15,000 CQV.
Right, and you have to recruit in order to get to these ranks. It doesn't have to do with how much you sell. It's not like you personally sold 15,000. You have to have people below you, and maybe they'll, I doubt it. I honestly doubt that they would allow one person who sold $15,000 worth of product to rank advance to area manager. I think it has to be allocated to the legs. So that's why they want you to constantly talk to so many people, get people involved, and they're incentivizing people like, oh, we give so much more bonuses when you reach a certain rank in a month, and the only way to do that is to recruit. And that's a problem. That's a huge problem. And that's why, I think we'll see like an influx of people trying to recruit and sending the copy and paste messages to people, because they have these ways to incentivize people. Like, you'll get a $300 bonus if you hit this rank, but it's like, it wasn't necessarily you that hit the rank, it was you and all the people below you, but yet the people below you don't receive the $300 incentive. I think that's completely unfair.
And so these are all numbers that will either make sense to you now, or you're getting exposed to them for the first time as a new business builder. But please reach out to your sponsor just to get more detail on all that. So I'm going to dive right in. So what to say? So I kind of went through a couple different scenarios. I wanted you to share really quick, since you're on the call, your favorite outreach, because I know you do it so well, and I'm still practicing mine. I don't think I've had it fine-tuned. Would you mind just jumping in for like just a minute and telling, pretend I'm your reach out today.
Okay, and I'm doing my 30 days to my 30 in 30 challenge. Oh, yeah, perfect. So I see on social media and I see a picture of her kids and I send her a quick voice text and I say, "Oh my God, it's been so long. I just saw a picture of you on social media with your darling daughters. They are so adorable. They're growing so fast. I can't even get over it." Anyways, I'm touching base with you because I've been challenged and I've challenged my team to share the business with 30 people in 30 days. And I'll be honest, it's totally outside my comfort zone to be sending you a quick message. And this may or may not be for you, but would you be up for a quick 10-15 minute conversation for me to share what I'm up to? And in exchange, I want to be gifting you a special gift from my part, which I'm doing for every single person that's accepting my challenge. I'd be forever grateful for you to be one of my.
When they have to lure people in with free gifts, like if the opportunity is so great and so wonderful and the best thing ever, that should be all it is. You shouldn't have to dangle free things in front of people to get them just to listen to you. If the opportunity is so real and so perfect and can make you so much money, you should not have to give people free things just to get them to listen to you. People who post, job listings on LinkedIn, at the end do not say, "And if you email me, I'll give you a free necklace." That would be like, okay, why do you need to incentivize me to get involved in this? Like, what's actually going on? Because the incentivized thing for people who are looking for jobs is money, is being able to get paid and have money to live off of and to use that money to buy things that they need. So that's the incentivization. I don't know if that's a word, but that's what they use to incentivize people to look into the business and to apply, is, they pay you. They also offer you benefits and all the other stuff. Some jobs do, some jobs don't. But either way, at least most jobs will offer you the base thing, which is money. And I think that's the thing, is Arbonne and most MLMs, if not all MLMs, cannot promise that. Instead, they will dangle a free necklace or a free fizz stick in front of you, and then you have to pay $99 to get involved in this business. So you would, in the end, be giving the company money to hear this call, and not like, when you apply for a job and you get the job's not like, "Okay, now give me $99 and now you get to work here." And it's like, okay.
30 this month.
Awesome. Thank you for that. That is obviously ENVP style of outreach. And so guys, take what you need to from that, add your own personal spin to it and do the reach outs. There's obviously, we have tons of tools that'll help you to enroll. So when you do get that 10-minute meeting with somebody, we have tools available on the source, and also within the Empower Nation Drive, things like what to put in your prospecting folder, which I actually added here today. And so these are things that I put together with the help of my ENVP. I mean, I literally just printed this at Walgreens, and these are different pictures of the greens, like info cards of the Green Synergy, the Energy Fizz, the Dreamtime Tea, and I put a sample of each. I've also got my samples of the Derm Results Advanced. What do we call this? The test kit product sample. Then I also have, reasons why we can connect. And so this is also a template that we have access to. So if you don't know where it is, let me know or ask your sponsor. And then on the back, what's really cool is that it shows different ways that we can kind of be part of the same community. And these are honestly so key. This is what I was talking about. So amazing tool. People like to see numbers. People like to see like what is the earning potential, because this business does require effort. So people want to know, well, what am I going to get in return? And I think, there's so much more to this business than what am I going to get in return. But I think as an initial buy, people are looking to solve a problem in their life.
Yeah, because you sell this as a way for people to make money, as a dream job. So of course people are going to be like, okay, but what can I make? What can I get out of this? So it makes sense on why they would be like, how much money can I make? And then when you get in, they're like, it's not about how much money you make, it's about changing lives. And it's like, but I got in this because you sold this as a job, as an opportunity, as a business, as a whatever term they want to use. They are using it as a way to get people involved because they're like, this will solve all of your money issues. You're dead, you want a house, travel, all the buzzwords. And so it makes sense on why they would be interested in the money aspect of it.
And quite honestly, like a lot of the times you're going to solve your initial thought to solving problems is going to be, by increasing your funds. And then you might end up solving problems with your Arbonne business because now you have more friends, or now you have more of a sense of empowerment, or now you have better confidence. But this has definitely been certainly a really nice way to intrigue somebody into the business, and it explains it really well. And then I also like to include the network marketing. This is also available within the Empower Nation Drive, or I believe we have it on the source as part of the opportunity brochure. So I just took this PDF out of that one and put it separately because this is the one I feel really drives home what network marketing is and, what are the benefits for Arbonne, and basically why Arbonne chose to do this type of business model.
Also, because it benefits the people at the top so much. When you don't have to pay salespeople, when you don't have to pay for marketing, people just basically pay you to be able to market their products. That is great. And that relieves so much money. Like, that frees up so much of the budget by not having to pay marketers and salespeople, because you're not really paying them. They pay you to do it. It's fantastic for the people at the top. It's fantastic for the people who start network marketing MLM companies. It's great for them, but it sucks for the people at the bottom. But then, of course, the MLM companies will usually word it as they wanted to give women a chance to have their own business. That's usually the main thing, is they did it as like a care and a desire to help the everyday person, which is just entirely not true. Because if you do care about the everyday people, then you would pay them.
So don't forget, so business cards are super cool, especially if you're going to networking events. Make sure you have your contact info. If you're building your business on social media, that you have your social media handles. If you don't, it does not matter. A really good tip I actually got from my EMVP today, she said, what's really cool is put your picture on your business card, because even though they're going out left, right, and center, you're thinking like, oh, you know what? I throw out business cards all the time, or that's going to get maybe thrown out. Who knows? People are going to see your face, or they're going to have a connection with it before they throw it out. So I really like that idea. I'm going to redo mine once.
But they'll still throw it out. She's like, oh my God, I don't want to make a business card because people are just going to look at it and then throw it away. She's like, but they'll look at your face before they throw it away. But they will, and she's right, they will still throw it away.
I get through my current stack, but I have a QR code that links to my store so that people can inform themselves more on the product. And that's another thing too, and there's a reason why we talk about growing your team before we're going to start the training series about product, is that we have like so many resources available on our website about the products that we don't need to be a scientist or a biologist or a chemist or whatever to do this business. It's all there for us to share or copy and paste or whatever works for you.
That's so accurate. You don't have to know anything about these products, because you can just copy and paste the information that somebody else who has the knowledge about the products has created, and you just don't have to worry about what actually is in the products. You just copy and paste this, say it's great because, paste, and there you go. Because that's not the actual business, is knowing how the products work and what they do. It's about talking just about how much you love the product and how they've changed your life, with no actual, reasons or explanations as to what that actually means, and focusing on talking about the opportunity.
And then also make sure to track your activity. So whether you do it in your notes or you have like a Google Excel or a Google sheet or or Microsoft Excel sheet, tracking, who you've outreached to, maybe, was it an actual ask or was it simply a touch base? The more that you track your activity, you're going to be able to see patterns and what in your actions, and that's going to drive your action in the future to say, okay, well, this is what I did and this was the result. So then you can adjust your behavior according to that, according to the results that you want to see consistently over time. So the last point would be like an action step. So I encourage everybody either on this call or just following, because we're going to wrap up here, is do an ask. So find somebody that you find interesting, that you think would be cool to link arms with, or somebody that could benefit from making an extra $200 a month and growing that to something.
I'm sorry, an extra $200 a month, but yet the income disclosure statement kind of disproves that. And it even disproves that with the second rank as well, which the second rank, let's remind ourselves, the second rank median annual earnings are $2,200. I don't think that's $200 a month. So not even in the second rank, which has only 10% of the entire company in it, do you make $200 a month. So they just throw numbers out. They just truly throw numbers out and just hope that it catches somebody's attention, because it's not true. They don't make $200 a month. They can say that all they want, but these numbers, and she talked about people like numbers, these numbers don't lie.
Even more substantial, just reach out to them and say, hey, what's up? How are you doing today? I noticed that you got a new dog, super cute. Hey, I was just wondering.
It was like the other one. It's like, oh my God, your kids are so cute. They've grown up so much. Hey, I see your dog, super cute. Anyways, I don't care about that. I just put that to get your attention. I don't care about your kids or your dog. I don't want to hear about it. Listen to me. That's what I would get from that. I'd be like, okay, so you just, used my dog or my kids as a leeway into conversation about me joining underneath you. So you want something from me. Got it.
If you had 5 minutes, I have this business. I'm super in love with it. I would love to share it with you. What do you think? So that's sort of my take on that. And if there's any questions, I will answer them. Part of this, and what I realized at GTC, is that while Arbonne is a network marketing company, there is some direct sales involved. And I'll be completely honest, even though I wasn't like overly thrilled about that, it wasn't a surprise, because we've always had to reach these certain levels. And so the way that I've kind of shifted since we had that conversation is really to think like, okay, fine. I'm still going to look for my 4 business partners that are going to kick ass, that are going to be better at this than me, that are going to be better at sales than me, that are going to be even bigger leaders than myself. And at the same time, I'm going to find ways to showcase the product. So me personally, I'm doing it on social media. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be attending a couple networking events within my region. And I'm going to be talking about the products. And I've figured out a tagline that works better for me. So basically what I do is I help women age with grace and health. And that has a personal story to me, because my mom unfortunately didn't have the opportunity to do that. She passed away at 54 from an unknown cancer. I saw her struggle with how she looked and how she felt. And I think people can relate to that. And that gives me like a really deep feeling of like, this is why I'm in activity, because I'm not going to let history repeat itself for me and my girls.
I definitely can see why you would, want to get involved and change your health and focus on health and show your daughters, what good health is. It just is so unfortunate when people get involved in MLMs and tie these sort of emotions to the MLM, because it's not about the MLM. It's like, it's like, because you could still focus on health and still show health and still promote health and all of that outside of an MLM. If you're on social media, just talking about it and showing it and explaining to people, be like, my mom passed away at a young age because she didn't take care of herself like she should have. Now I'm changing for myself and my family. Follow me on my journey. And it's truly you. It's truly you, and you're using whatever products work for you. You are not tied down to an MLM product trying to also convince people that they are health experts and that they care about health and that health is, the only way to get healthy is through the MLM. And it's just sad to see. It's just always sad. It's like, you can, if you do care about health, if you do care about that, then you can do that outside the MLM. But yet I know that they will have them tie something important to why they're doing this. It's the bigger why. She's doing this for her health and her family. That's her why, because that's what she's told to do. From day one, I think even prior, from opportunity call 1, they are told, what is your why? Make your why the biggest it can be. And what is bigger than your own health and your family? Not really much, So she has her why tied to the biggest thing she can. So the MLM is tied to her health and her family's health. And outside of an MLM, you can do that. You can show yourself on social media. You can make money that way by just showing up and showing what you do without also dragging people into debt and getting them involved with something and trying to convince them that this is what they need, because it's what you need. You have to get people involved in order for you to make money off of this. Versus if you just were talking about on social media, it's just showing people your life and trying to get other people to change their life habits as well, whatever that may be. Be like, hey, I'm doing this for me and my family, would love for you to also do it for you and yours. Maybe you can take inspiration from me, maybe you can take accountability with me, whatever it is. And that's free for the other person to get involved in all this in the MLM. It's not free.
And so that's why vision is so important, because when you figure that out and you get that, the tears or the feeling or whatever it is that's kind of in your body that gives you those tingles, it's going to be so much more powerful when you're talking about the business. So definitely keep the model in mind, because the business model is powerful. And I think like if that's what resonates with you the most, do it, but also share about the product. Don't focus on selling one box at a time of fizz. That's not going to get us where we want to go. Focus on sharing your personal experience or some of your clients' testimonials, but then sharing why you're in this business is, I think, a lot more powerful. So, do you have feedback that you want to add on that?
Yeah, because there's two people, right? There's the people that are going to come into the business and want to earn an additional $200 a month. And we want to build a bunch of people who are doing that in our business. Okay. But in essence, as we're going through the 200 people, the people who are wanting to earn $200, my job is always, I sponsor somebody, I'm getting in their network as quickly as possible. I sponsor them, I'm getting in the network, because I'm looking for people. I didn't know a lot of people, but I'm looking for people who know a little bit of people, who know a little bit of people, who know a little bit of people. And from my experience, that's really, once somebody has sponsored somebody who sponsors somebody and they become an executive district manager, and even under Arbonne statistics, 80% of those people will have retention in our business. And so it's like, I know for myself, I wanted to quit, but then once I had a team, I didn't want to quit. Right. So it's like, it makes us.
This is also why they want them to have a team. That's a very important thing to say, is that she wanted to quit, but she had a team, or she wanted to quit before she had a team. It's also that people are looking up to you. You are essentially the leader when you create the team. They're looking up to you for the answers, and you would feel like you are letting them down if you leave. So that's another way that they hold you in. And why, I mean, there's so many reasons why they push the team aspect. I mean, you kind of have to if you want to make money, but it's also a way to hold you in the MLM. It's another way to hold you in because they will make you feel bad if you talk about leaving. They will make you feel bad for leaving. They'll be like, well, you're letting all your teammates down. They're going to be let down. They're going to be so disappointed. And you might stay. Even though you're like, I am not seeing what I want in this. I am not getting what I want out of this. I am losing money each and every month. But then, you'll talk about leaving. And not only will your upline tell you to stay and tell you that your whole team will be let down, but then they will tell everyone else, be like, hey, that person's thinking about leaving. Go tell them how much you love them. Go tell them how much you miss them. And then they now were like, okay, maybe I won't leave, I'll be here for them. I will, this is just a tough part in my business. This is just, a hurdle I have to get over. And they will stay. So that's another reason that they want you to have a team, is because it's just another reason that they can convince you to stay in the MLM.
Stay for the good stuff
Yeah.
in the long run. So when I'm telling people about the business, I generally always go from a bigger view approach, like the large picture of what network marketing can be, like the 45-second compound effect, because I didn't feel like sharing the business. I didn't feel like selling products. I didn't feel like doing any of those things.
Well, then why did you join? That's literally what the company is. It is, creating downlines and selling a product. It is a sales business. You didn't feel like selling a product. Why did you join a sales company?
But I definitely wanted that end result. And I know that that's most people. And it's an opportunity that an average person can start a business and create leverage for themselves. And there's an ability to create residual income if you're willing to do what you don't want to do for a little while so that you can have what you want forever. And so, of course, go see earnings.arbonne.com. But when I look at earnings.arbonne.com and I see that only 1% of people get to the top level, the biggest question is to ask people is, am I that 1% person? Like, am I that 1% person? And everybody's going to determine that for themselves. And if they get to, and if I don't share the big picture that it's not available for them, they're never going to see themselves there. And our job is to believe more in ourselves and more into other people than we ever thought possible. And I think that when we were able to cast that big vision, we'll attract the visionaries into our business.
Yeah. Are there any other questions? Okay.
I think that's a wrap. All right.
Yep,
Well,
that's a wrap.
Charlene, that was so good. And and just to preface, like that book that you just shared, we were having breakfast, business breakfast this morning. And I literally said to them, I said, I was a hard no to Arbonne, and most people are. And even though my sponsor shared Arbonne with me several times, she did something that was really clever. And she gave me a package exactly like Charlene just presented. And it sat on my coffee table when I was watching Netflix almost every night. And I was like doing what the rest of the world does and just vegging out and feeling tired about life. And finally, I kept looking at it, and I felt like I would be a failure at this. But something inside of me was like, what if it actually worked? What if it actually worked? So it's really powerful to have a tangible tool in front of people's hands. And
I'll second that too, because you gave me a packet which was a little different. It had a recipe. I think it had a fizz sample, and then a different version of Arbonne for you with like the picture of the car. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And then I kind of had it aside because I don't really bake with protein. That's fine. And yet it was still on my desk. And then finally, in a day where I had already done the 30 days to healthy living because I had turned into a client, I looked at the paper and I did the same. I was like, yeah, well, what if it did work? What if everything is pushing me to this for a reason?
Right. Very powerful stuff. So thanks for the lunch and learn, hun. Appreciate
My pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Bye, Arbonne ladies. Okay. It's funny when they bring up stuff like that. I mean, maybe it's true that having a pamphlet on your desk and you were looking at it every day, and that's what kind of sparked you to sign up. But, I don't know if that's true. it's hard to know what's true in these people and what's not true, what's made up just because it sounds good, and what's real because they exaggerate a lot. And I don't know what's, and then to be like, I was a hard no in Arbonne, I was a hard no until she gave me a pamphlet. It's like, then, I mean, I guess I was gonna say, then you're not anti-MLM. She never said she was anti-MLM. But, when people at the top shared that they were such a hard, adamant no to the MLM, that of course will spark something in somebody who is like, well, I keep saying no, and she kept saying no, and look where she is, maybe I could be there. But what about the people who look at the income disclosure statement, and yes, they might look at the 1% and be like, well, what if I could do that? But then they look at the majority, literally the majority of people, and they're like, yeah, but what if I'm in that? What if I lose money? Can I afford to lose money in this? And that's something that they, of course, will never bring up. And then to say, like, oh, well, we just help the $200 a month people. As if, like, that's nothing. I don't know where these $200 a month people are, because they have to be, I guess, existing in their mind. But the income disclosure statement shows that they're not. But they kind of treat people who are just, making $200 a month as kind of like lower than them. Like, they don't really matter. I don't like that. Like, no matter what, if people are making money in the business, shouldn't you be happy for them? If people are purchasing the products and they are getting a profit out of this business, shouldn't you be happy for those people instead of constantly wanting to get more? And it's funny because it's always getting to the next level. All right, you've gone to that rank, get to the next one. Get more people involved. Get the people below you to want to rank advance. They talk about how it's not always, the bigger picture is just health, but the bigger picture is always the next rank, the next amount of money. So they are just as guilty of looking for the next big thing as people who are just starting out. So they can pretend all they want that they're not looking for the next big thing, but they absolutely are. Alright, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you really, really liked it, please subscribe. Let's talk anything and everything Arbonne in the comments below, and until my next video, I will see you guys then. Bye!